Welcome to this edition of Diaspora Central. I am Gil Ingles, and with me today I have a woman that needs no introduction to any platform, no introduction to any television screen, no introduction to anyone's comic books. I mean, she is the funniest. She is the poet. She is the singer. If you have been part of the Diaspora USA, the African Diaspora USA, you have to have heard her name. And she goes by Anna Mwalagho. Anna, welcome to Diaspora Central.
Thank you, Gil. Thank you so much. I really don't know what to say. I'm so honored and humbled that you called on me and asked me to come to the show, and all those accolades you are giving me. I was like, wow, I didn't even think that I did all this. So I'm grateful to be here, and I'm definitely happy to see you, especially with all these conditions we're going through right now. I just thank God for each day.
Definitely a pleasure. Definitely a pleasure to have you on, Anna. Here's the deal. Diaspora Central is to definitely ensure that the history of the diaspora is written in the voices of those that have lived and have made the diaspora the diaspora. So in other words, we're telling our stories on our own perspective so that no one will be able to distort our stories for us.
Exactly.
And as one of the pioneers, and when I say pioneers, I say really pioneers, you're definitely one of those that did create a path for many other women and men in African comedy. So we are not talking about someone that just popped up. No, we're talking about someone that when it was not cool to be an African comedian, when Africans themselves would not even yet recognize a comedian, especially a woman as a comedian, on top of that, you were already out there taking them one by one, running stage by stage, built a name, and today you are the Anna Mwalagho. Comedian, poet, and singer.
Mm-hmm.
Anna, that's
and actress.
an actress. Yes, I forgot. Look, I forgot about that. Look.
Yeah, an actress and storyteller, and yes, and all that, and the social activist.
Indeed. Yeah, the social activism for us, it automatically comes with the responsibility that we get. Once we pop, we automatically have all this social responsibility on our shoulders, and we just have to accept it. Unfortunately, some of us don't accept it, but the few of us that do accept it do a great job at it, and you are one of those. Yeah, indeed. So let's kind of go into your background, a little bit of your background. Anna Mwalagho.
Yes.
Country of origin.
Kenya.
Diaspora stand up because Kenya is in the building.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I'm representing not only Kenya, but the whole of the Africa.
The whole of Africa.
Our brothers and sisters.
Indeed. But it's always good to mention the one specific spot where our umbilical cord is being cut. Right.
Exactly.
Indeed.
Yes.
It always feels good. Mm-hmm. Now, you got into the U.S. and you have plenty of stories because, in all honesty, it's like you have plenty of stories and you have to have been a funny person when you were a kid.
Yes. Yes, I was very funny.
Yeah.
First I want to say, yes, I am born and raised in Kenya, and I came to America when I was around 22 actually.
Oh, okay.
23. So I was pretty young. I was, and I just finished college back in Kenya,
right?
And I was like, yeah, I'm coming to America, going to Hollywood, making it,
right?
And so, but to go back to where I came from, as you said, the umbilical cord was cut.
Mm-hmm.
I was a funny child. I have 3 other siblings, so I'm the 4th child and I'm the youngest.
Oh.
And I guess when you are the youngest, your parents just let you do what you want.
Right.
So even at the tender age of like 6 years old, I wake up in the morning and start making noise or singing so loudly for the neighborhood. We used to live in apartments those days, and I would be loud. I would making my own music and singing and just cheering the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
And at home, of course, I would tell jokes at 7, but I didn't know it was jokes. I was just telling things that were funny and people were laughing.
Right.
So when I got into primary school or elementary school, I joined one of our schools. We had a big sing-along, and that's how I started like easily getting to know that, there's something called performances, because I was singing with my elementary school at second grade.
Right.
I would travel even from Mombasa to Nairobi to go and perform. We made it nationally. I was the lead singer.
Right.
So I started with small things like that. But yes, I really think that I got the bone for performances and comedy through my dad and also my mom. But my mom, she's a very good at spoken, public speaking and debate. And my dad is funny, but he will get funny after he had drunk some 2 or 3.
So after a couple of shots, he's good to go.
Yeah, it's good to go. And he'll be telling you, he'll be saying stuff that that's funny.
Right.
And but he's not that he wanted to be funny. The way you say things, and they just,
They just come out funny.
Exactly. And so I really thank God for my family, my mom and my dad, the foundation they laid out for me so that I can, feel comfortable in my own skin performing.
Right.
And they never told me, don't do it. All my parents told me was like, if you do good in school, you got good grades, why not sing, perform, all that good stuff. And I kept on doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, quick question for you. At what age did you realize that you definitely had it? That you had something that was completely different?
Well, the thing is, and that's growing up in Kenya, or, you don't really go, because even in those days, in the Africans, performing is our culture.
Right.
We don't look at it as entertainment, as a career those days. You know? So you always will have a comedian or a singer or a dancer in a family if you are born and raised in Africa.
Yeah, and you always have an audience too. That's the
yes, because entertainment is part of our culture. So you never grow up saying, I'm going to be an artist at this, because you think that is natural. You are an artist. Right. But then when I realized that, I love to perform and I love doing acting, I think it's in high school. Okay. That's when I realized this is what I really love to do. So in high school, I went to a boarding school, and in the boarding school, we have drama clubs. Okay. So I joined this drama club, and when I joined it, I was in spoken word. Those days we have called them choral verses. Right. I was the main actor for a play that we did. I was doing solo performances, group performances. So I was getting myself into so much of my performing arts. Right. And then I had wonderful teachers who encouraged me. They saw the talent that I had even before I realized that this is a talent. Okay. So I started performing then very, very intensively. And I was the chairwoman of our drama club. I became the best actress in our district. That means almost like a county, if you may say city. And from then on, I knew that I loved acting. Right. So even when I finished high school and I was waiting to go to college, I straight went to the theater, National Theater in Nairobi, and joined a theater group. There you go. And that was I was 18, and I was doing professional plays now at 18, 19, getting onto newspapers, people talking about, hey, this wonderful group. It was a new group, but it became the group that was loved by so many people in Kenya because we used to do comedy. Okay, and what was it? I was the founding member of that group called Heartstrings Ensemble. There you go. Now it says Heartstrings Kenya. Okay. And so I started acting. I was featured. I won awards similar to Oscars in America. Right. It was called Balamwezi. And so many things were happening, and I believe it was because the foundation that was laid by my parents. But when I knew I got it, is when now I got to high school and I joined the drama club.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go and take a look at a couple of images of Anna Mwalagho performing. This lady is definitely hot.
What it is, disintegration, physical, verbal, and emotional abuse. Women of Africa have survived carrying firewood on their heads, bags of food on their backs, a child on their breast, all at the same time. Walking to the market, talking to themselves, for their voices were not to be heard, but still we rise. Hey! Let them who paved way for equality and justice. Women like Wangari Maathai, the first African woman to win a Nobel Peace Prize, President Ellen Johnson, the first woman to be elected president in an African country, Mother Teresa, Harriet Tubman, Eleanor Roosevelt, my mother Salama Mwalagho, and of course you and I. We rise because we wear many hats. We are mothers, teachers, politicians, managers, even soldiers, and still humble enough to be ideal wives. We rise because our struggles have made us stronger. Thus our backbones have not weakened but hardened to be strong as those of camels, and still we rise. So let us celebrate one another today and rally together to fight new challenges of HIV and AIDS, poverty, breast cancer, and other underlying problems, yet still fighting for proper equality and respect. Let us empower through knowledge, for knowledge is power and lack of it is death. Let us empower through education so we can teach both the boys and the girls the value of the girl child and her need to be respected. Let's empower economically so we can become financially independent, for we are the foundation of the home. Without us the house cannot stand. Let us empower, partner and work together, for united we stand and divided we fall. And to educate a woman is to educate the whole nation, because it takes a home to build a nation.
If you just joined us, you're watching Diaspora Central with Gil Ingles, and my guest today is Anna Mwalagho, the ultimate performer of the Diaspora USA. This lady is definitely fire, a pioneer in the field. Anna,
Yes.
first performance in the US, how was it?
Ooh, if I can remember first performance. You know, the issue is when I came and I started getting into performances.
Okay.
First, I joined groups. I wasn't doing my own performances first. My first group that I joined was I want to say it was a African dance company called Soul in Motion.
Okay.
So Soul in Motion, I think you know them.
Yes, I do.
They are doing African dances
Yes.
from West Africa.
Yes.
So I started with them, and I was just doing dancing. I didn't know about the West African dances,
Right.
so it was a new thing. I
Right.
enjoyed it, and then I did tell the director that I write poetry, and he was like, "Yes, so you can do some of your performances or poetry when we are." During our performances, we take a break, you come in, you do some spoken word. And I was like, okay, that's cool. So I had to memorize my work, because even at that time, I was not memorizing it, I was just writing.
Mm-hmm.
And from then on, I joined. Now in DC, the climate was so right for spoken word that
Right.
time. I mean, we had spoken word events at U Street. If you remember U Street,
Yes.
downtown DC,
Yes, yes.
I mean, packed
Yes.
with spoken word artists from Baltimore, from Philly,
Right.
DC, and then I am from. We were only two Africans. Omikongo, if you know Omikongo.
Yes, I know Omikongo from Congo, right?
Yes,
Yes.
and myself, and we
Wow.
were rocking and doing poetry and speaking loud and clear with pride about our Africanness or our heritage with my heavy accent. Omikongo didn't really have an accent because he's
Right.
kind of like born here
Yeah.
or raised here,
Yeah.
when he was quite
Yeah.
young. But that's how I started. I started with spoken word,
Right.
and
So there was now was that a Busboys and Poets?
No, it was
That's even before then.
Before even Busboys and Poets was there. I'm talking 2004.
Oh wow! I see. Yeah.
Yes.
So
I'm talking way back.
Right.
Man, Gil, don't tell me Busboys and
Yeah.
Poets.
Yeah, no, there was afterwards. But as you know, since they kept the culture, especially in that U Street strip,
Yes.
it was it's definitely. But I mean, when you mention Omikongo, you're definitely mentioning someone, because in 2000, I think I met Omikongo in 2003, and that was during Juneteenth festival that I was
Yes.
hosting. Right, he was one of the performers that came in
And I was
performed.
there too. Yes.
Oh, that's in the one with Benita Deeb in Waldorf.
Yes.
Oh wow!
Yes, I was there. And that's where I met Omikongo at
Right.
Bonita. Yes.
At Bonita Deeb's Juneteenth, right? Because
Yes.
so then how did I miss you?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting because I'm like, because I hosted that thing because that was at that point that was my part of the city.
But guess what? When
Right.
immediately you said that, I remember you.
Right.
Because Bonita, we keep in touch till now.
Indeed,
and
indeed.
So when you said Bonita, I was there.
Yeah, small world, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's small world. Yeah, but I'm sorry, I cut you off. You were going on the story about you and Omikongo performing.
Yes, me and Omikongo performing and then we formed a big, then because of all these spoken word artists from all over DC, Philly, Baltimore, we formed a big spoken word group.
Okay.
So like we know each other. If I mention people like Kim Bay,
Right.
like Dry Fish, those are the group that we formed of spoken word artists. And we even had a big play that was organized by one lady who had an organization called Brownies Production.
Right.
So I started like getting my confidence there because
Gotcha.
the good thing with the people I was hanging out with, we're not saying that you sound different,
Right.
but they wanted to know more about where I come from because
Right.
I was authentic.
Right, right.
And I didn't feel the pressure to do performances about America because I realized that I had found a niche, but
Right.
also there was a hunger for people to be educated about
Indeed.
the positive nature of Africa,
Indeed.
not just all this negativity or stereotypes that we
Indeed.
hear. So I was that ambassador of speaking truth to power and speaking about the gold, the resources, and
Right.
and how Africa is so important
Right.
to the world,
Indeed.
and being that positive ambassador for Africa.
Yeah, indeed. No, and look, if we crossed paths, you were definitely positive because I tried to stay on the positive path.
Yes,
And that's definitely amazing. But you know what? Let's take another quick break and go into another few images of Anna Mwalagho performing because it's just fire. That's all I gotta say. Fire, pioneer, big time.
You made me so humble.
You're watching Diaspora Central with Gil Ingles. We'll be right
I
back.
went to my boss. I was so mad. I told him, boss, today, He said, Anna, just you keep working towards your job. Don't worry about other people. So I felt so intimidated. I said, maybe I need to learn the American accent. So I bought this book called Learning the American Accent. I tried, and the only thing I got right was, what you gonna do? They say that I come from the dark continent, Africa. The last time I checked the word dark, it meant evil or wickedness, without knowledge or enlightenment, a state of ignorance, difficult to understand, the absence of light. But I still believe in Africa, and I'm proud to be an African, because even though my continent has been marred by civil wars, ethnic wars, and HIV and AIDS used to kill people in masses while the world watched and the media showed with no remorse, please do not let the media fool you, because to them, news is only when it bleeds, it reads. But I'm not going to abandon my people, and I'm not going to disown my ancestors. And no matter what they say, I'm not going to deny my race. Instead, I have chosen to stand up for Africa. I have chosen to defend my history, protect my land, eliminate the perpetrators and their wickedness, and declare peace in the name of justice. Let us not forget that Africa is the richest continent in natural resources, from gold to diamond, rubber to copper, timber to oil. Africa is widely known for its tourism industry. Africa exports tea, coffee, just to name a few. Africa is beautifully endowed with the Great Rift Valley, the Victoria Falls, the pyramids, the oceans, the seas.
And we are back. If you're just joined us, you are listening to Diaspora Central with Gil Ingles. You are watching Diaspora Central with Gil Ingles. You are checking out the performances of Anna Mwalagho, the pioneer performance. This is the ultimate performer of the diaspora on Diaspora Central. Anna.
Yes.
Tough times. Rough diaspora right now, but we all gotta make it through life, through whatever it is. The resilience of an African can only rely on people that can actually make that moment, this heavy moment, very light. And you are one of the people with that responsibility. But just like everyone else, you guys also need the support of the community and those around you to make sure that you guys are able to shoulder the weight of these dark times. What is it that we as a community can do right now to assist performers like yourself and others who actually depend on that to make a living and make light of heavy times such as this?
I mean, one thing I gotta say is I have to be honest with you that I agree with what you're saying, that it's tough times for everybody.
Indeed.
You understand? So we can't say that, I can come up and say, I want artists to be supported, but hey, everybody is going through something.
Right.
If you are working in the restaurant industry or hospitality industry, you are dealing with a lot right now. And our sisters and brothers mostly who work in clinic, in hospitals and all that, they're nurses and all that, they're going through a lot. So it's an issue of supporting each other.
Yeah.
How do we support each other?
Indeed.
And seriously, I can only say one or two things about that. Number one, we gotta pray for each other,
Okay.
And then we also gotta be positive in terms of what we talk about, and also share the information we have that can help each other. Something about, take your vitamin C,
Right.
or take your vitamin D.
Right.
Make sure you don't get that corona, babe. You gotta put it out there. I put it out there on Facebook, on my social media handles.
Right.
I gotta encourage one another. Say, I'm doing this. Let's do this.
Right.
And then for artists, we are putting our content out there. Yes, we need support. In the summertime, my son and I were playing music in the basement here.
Yeah.
I was showcasing it on Facebook, just a way of encouraging people.
There you go.
That we're gonna get through this.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would love if somebody had said, "Hey, I'm sending you $5, $10 here." We need that encouragement so we can keep doing what we're doing. If we don't get that encouragement, we'll stop, because also we need to rest. But we feel like because God has given us a talent, a gift. And a gift is especially to be shared during hard times, that we can let us relax a little bit. Then we need that kind of support, that we are encouraged, and then also calling one another, checking on each other. Hey, how you doing? How are things? I've had people call me, man, and I've been so like doctors, people who I intermingle with, and I know when they call me, it's because they're thinking about me and saying, "How is Anna doing?" Because she's an artist. She's a full-time artist. She's a professional artist. How is she making her daily bread? She's not performing right now. And so I'm so grateful for those people who check on me. And I just want to tell you guys, I'm okay, only because God is good. And also I teach Swahili. So
there you go.
Okay, because I teach Swahili, I'm going to start, teaching Swahili online. Another way of making some income. And so that's been keeping me afloat. And of course, my family, my husband, my mom is here, and my son, we're all supporting each other. So it's a matter of supporting one another by maybe calling, by checking in, of course, by texting, by when we put stuff out there, even it's Facebook, and we're not asking for anything. Say, hey man, if you have it, say, yeah, go get some tea.
There you go.
I'm recognizing
there
what
you go.
we're going through right now as an artist,
Yeah.
And then, more and more, I have stayed a while without doing any performances online. But people, man, are calling, say, "Hey, I need you to perform online." I'm like, okay.
Yes, indeed.
I've never done an online performance before COVID.
Yes,
but
indeed.
That's the way we go. So, guys, if you have performances or events and you are looking for artists, we're here. Zoom's on. We can still do it. We can still make you laugh. Yeah.
Indeed. So one of the great things is that definitely we gotta support each other. And listen, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to come and join us today on Diaspora Central. We know that you're a very busy person. We're gonna let you go, but you gotta make me a promise that you will be back on this program and be part of this program still.
Us to chat, but it looks like you're the busy one.
But you know that we run, but we definitely got to make sure that you back though. You got to be back, because we got to do something really lengthy. We got to do your profile interview. in all honesty.
Yeah, and before I go, I just want to say that I also have a podcast of comedy. It's called, I forgot, The Trials of Immigrants.
The Trials of Immigrants.
Trials of Immigrants. It's on Anchor. And then, of course, other things. Check my website, anamwalagho.com. That's ANNAMWALAGHO.com.
Okay.
Check out YouTube. Please subscribe and be my YouTube subscriber.
There you go.
I'm low on that. Hey, I need some people.
Hey, I'm going to do it, and definitely our audience is gonna follow you. So
my YouTube page is youtube.com/Mama Africa Anna.
Okay.
Africa with a C. And of course, if you want to buy my CDs, my DVDs, all that stuff to support Anna and what she's doing to uplift African people all over the world, please just go and buy it on my website. And I know, Gil, you're going to put that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Send us all that information, because we're definitely going to have your ticker going, because at the end of the day, here's what we're here for. We're here to support each other. We're here to empower each other. And remember, this right here, Diaspora Central, is your home, because you know that without you, I wouldn't be here. Anna, as always, it's been a great pleasure, but I got to ask you to do something for me right now.
Yes.
I need you to send us out in Swahili.
Hey, okay. I'm going to send out in Swahili by saying, asante sana, na wapenda wote, ka salama, and kwaheri.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I tell you what, I just love to hear Swahili.
This was good, Gil.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Listen, it's been great.
Okay.
All right.
Sure thing. And remember, Houston, we coming to Houston next year, Gil, right?
Lady, look.
Do my one-woman show. Never thought I was black till I came to America.
Hey, I tell you what, come out here, join your cowboy brothers, because we all here.
Thank you. Asante.
All right. Thank you. All right. Take care.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.